shelters and safe zones. It's been about a year coming here for me, and yet no shelters or safe zones. But yet we have open dog parks in 3 months tops, and now putting over $1 million or so on more dog parks, dogs who have homes and don't pay taxes. Well, thank God for some of the non-profits out there, but some of them, like Grandma House of Hope, who charges about $500 a month. Some of the homeless don't have that kind of money, so they're out in the streets. So one of the reasons we need shelters is in order to better help the homeless with transitions from shelters to housing. The reason we need safe zones is for those who are still out in the streets, like veterans, disabled, elderly, kids, and women who are running away from abusive homes and are now in danger of being abused and harassed not only by the criminal element in the streets, but now afraid for those who are there to protect and serve. Instead of going around harassing, ticketing, confiscating their only belongings they have, and at times jailing them, the Fourth Amendment right is being infringed upon them. I know now how it feels being falsely accused, arrested, humiliated, and raped out of my Bill of Rights. What has become of our country, the morality, and the justice? God is only disgusted on this. And this is coming from the Word of God. Isaiah 1:21-23. How tragic that once the faithful city had become a prostitute. She has once been the center of justice, fairness resided in her, but now only murderers. Their silver has become scum. Your wine is diluted with water. Your officials are rebels. They associate with thieves. All of them love bribery and look for payouts. They don't take up the cause of the orphans and defend the right of the widows. I don't know what to say anymore. How many times I take but they're out there, people out there suffering at this time.
You mentioned safe zones another time. Is there, just for clarification, is there another city that has a safe zone that you have in mind as a model?
Actually, what Utah has done with Homes First, but I know the implementation of the shelters are going to take a long time. At this point, safe zones are just a piece of land where a parking lot, or even we're asking for a park somewhere where it's grass, where they could commute, and we could get them out of the streets and out of the parks, out of the, it's a win-win situation. When all you need is bathrooms and showers and law enforcement to be there. Instead of right now, we're spending millions of dollars a year with law enforcement acting, or working in parks and recreation. I mean, the last meeting that they had was that, how much money is spent on this, how much tax money is on resources of the police going back and forth, all calls every night. People are complaining about the homeless, and that's the issue, that if we bring them out of the street into a safe zone, for now, at least until the shelter is put together, that'll be a solution. And let's improve it. Thank you.
Okay, just so you know, Mayor, there is a safe zone model. Actually, that came from a lawsuit that the ACLU did. I believe it was in Florida. I'll have to get the case law for you. I don't have it in my mind right now, but that's kind of where I came up and found that issue. Well, they have, I'm sure, an example for you there. But can you guys see these little figures here? These two people standing right there? Are you guys able to see that screen at all? Anybody?
Yes, sir.
It's just a picture.
recommend if they like any printed materials.
Yeah, so it doesn't work to show that.
Okay, so a picture can't do a picture? I'm not even playing the video, it's just a picture. Yeah, so anyway,
Picture's fine.
okay. So can you see it? Yeah, that little dot, those two little figures right there? A little bit? No? Okay. Well, basically on my YouTube channel, there is a video. If you go to R.Joshua Collins arrested by Anaheim PD, that's on YouTube. I was arrested and far away from the police, and I'm really concerned about our right to film police now because Sergeant Boyer had me arrested. He's one of the head of the homeless liaison people. But thankfully, got a lot of community support. I'm just encouraging the city attorney to drop these charges against Lou and I. And also thank Jose Moreno regarding Los Amigos. He has been working with the chief of police, and he is now stopping the enforcing of these storage ordinances, no storage of property ordinances, until there's a full review of our videos and other evidence. So thank you so much, Jose Moreno out there. We really appreciate you. Another concern I have, though, regarding property pickup, some of these homeless people are senior citizens. They can't get to this property area, and it's 2 p.m. today. They're supposed to pick it up, and that's the only time they can get it. So if let's say they lose all their property on a Wednesday, they have to wait a whole another week practically to get their property back, and some of them have lost their IDs, their blankets, their medications, all that kind of stuff. So we need a lot more frequent opportunities to pick up people's property. That's very unhumane, really, especially when people are homeless and they're coming in there. And there's been a lot of damage done now. But thankfully, they're gonna basically suspend this ordinance for a while. We do this investigation. But there's been a lot of damage done. There needs to be reparations, and the homeless receiving property back and help. I want more help in this city, so I just encourage you guys to do whatever you can to make that happen. And just also want to encourage everyone here, if you haven't given your life to Jesus Christ, please do so. Also, feel free to join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ. My YouTube channel, again, R.Joshua Collins. You can see a lot of my videos there regarding the police and filming them and showing what the homeless is doing to the homeless as far as robbing them of their property, violating their Fourth Amendment rights. And Thomas Jefferson, he once said, when injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. And that's really, I believe, where we're at right now with some of these police. Not all the police are the same. There's some that have been really respectful and kind to me, believe it or not, yes, but not all of them. And, we're just here to kind of expose the corrupt ones and to bring an end to that. So, unfortunately, it's kind of like organized crime, and we want to bring an end to that. And please pray for us. Thanks so much.
Citizen. What I have to say tonight is in regards to the homeless and the treatment by the Anaheim Police Department's homeless liaison team towards them. Like Joshua and Lou said, there are several videos out there that can be witnessed by Joshua Collins. He's taken several videos over the last few months, so as Lou noted, showing the treatment by the Anaheim Police Department to the homeless and showing how callous and disgusting they are towards the homeless. We understand they're trying to do a service, they're trying to do a job. This homeless liaison team has proven to be non-tolerant of these individuals who are very vulnerable on our streets. The issue is growing. I live near Naughton, Lincoln, and the issue is growing, Mayor. The police are out of control, harassing them. And the officer I have to talk about tonight, because I personally witnessed, I personally videoed this officer taking the property of several homeless individuals on Naughton, Lincoln, in front of the public storage area by Stater Brothers. I videotaped Officer Edgar Hampton, badge number 577, he's a part of the homeless liaison team. The videos are available on Ustream, live stream channel in League Press, YouTube, and we also have Facebook and inleaguepress.com. These videos can be viewed there. Like I said, this happened on October 2nd, and his name is Officer Edgar Hampton, badge number 577. This officer was completely inhumane and rude. He even at one point on my video were telling the individuals he was taking the property from that he did not care about them. He did not care about the residents in Anaheim that were on the streets. And that he was following the city council's orders. He said this to me several times. I threatened him. I said, I'm going to go to city council with your behavior. I cannot believe how you're treating these people. It was horrible. I was in tears while I was videoing him. He was stealing these people's property and he was shooing them away and not giving them information on where it was going to be or anything. He did not even know I was videoing at first. And when he realized I was videoing, he still continued to be arrogant and rude and without any compassion to these homeless individuals who are already in a situation that is very, very hard.
Renee, I'm sorry, ma'am.
Again, this officer's name is Officer Edgar Hampton, number 577. I suggest you review his DARS from October 2nd. Review his DARS and investigate him and remove him off the homeless liaison team. Kara Sandoval, Josh Collins, Lou Noble have all been arrested.
Time's up.
They were arrested for
Time's up.
helping the vulnerable. These charges against them need to be brought. This city is disgusting for allowing it to happen.
Time is up. Thank you, ma'am.
There you have it, folks. Join Homeless Advocates for Christ. Pray for Renee and everyone fighting for the homeless. Thanks so much. God bless. Bye.
I am a resident of Anaheim. I live at 809.
Millions have viewed on YouTube Anaheim police officers confiscating and destroying the worldly property of an older homeless lady, including her personal family photos and other memorabilia. These Anaheim police officers, who are mostly non-veterans, cannot be blamed for what they are doing to the homeless in Anaheim. They are like the guards of a concentration death camp. If those guards did not follow orders and put the Jewish men, women, and children to death, they would be put to death themselves. Likewise, these police officers could lose their jobs if they didn't follow the orders from Disneyland and the Anaheim City Council. It was the Nazi leaders, not necessarily the guards, that killed the Jews. In the same way, it is the Anaheim City Council, led by Jordan Brandman and Lucille Green, that are responsible for the arresting, beating, and confiscating the property of the homeless, including those who speak at Anaheim Council meetings. The Anaheim police officers are just following the orders passed down to them from Disneyland elected Anaheim Council members. And just like the people of Germany, who did nothing to stop the killing of the Jews, so likewise are the people of Anaheim doing almost nothing to stop the cruel mistreatment of the homeless here in Anaheim. And a perplexing item is that Jordan Brandman is a non-practicing Jew. Thank you for your time.
Be homeless. There is no legal place to be. If you can't be on private property because you're trespassing, you can't be on public property because you're violating these ordinances that the city council passed, right? So it's a very so in a place like Anaheim, there is no legal place, and homelessness is a crime. It is criminalized.
So there's nowhere in Anaheim to exercise your legal right. Is really the essence, right?
I mean, if there's shelter space, or if there's housing for you to go to, right? But it's a game of musical chairs, because there are more people who are homeless than there are, than there are, beds for people. So there's always going to be a certain proportion of people who are out on the street, because literally, I have people tell me this all the time. They're handed a list of referrals. They call every referral. Everything's either full, there's a waiting list, or you're not eligible because you're not like a substance abusing mother with children, or whatever their program is.
And we see that here quite regularly. The dynamic that plays out is we refer people to these services who come here and tell us, please give them our name, and as they're filled up, then the folks who refer get mad at the service because they can't service them.
Right.
And so it creates this kind of horizontal anger. Right, and so.
Homeless people are right to be,
But
to be angry,
right,
yeah.
but other folks too. So what we're trying to do is just educate folks about that even more. So your presence today is very helpful to remind us that nonprofits who are trying to help are maxed out, and it's not them that don't want to serve people; it's the resources.
They're
that are
serving
not provided.
people. They're serving people, but if you have a transitional program, you know, you can only accommodate so many people. And really, it's not going to be the private sector who solves this. It's going to be government. It's going to be, you know, our county and our cities.
Can it be
All right.
statewide? Can there
And
be
it can-
state
and state,
legislation
too.
saying that every county has to have a certain percentage of this or anything
Well,
like that?
our Board of Supervisors opposed a bill, AB 1335 this year, which would have created a housing trust fund that would have provided funding all throughout California for more affordable housing, more permanent supportive housing, more shelters, and so forth. So, in a sense, it's a matter of taking responsibility, it's a matter of funding, and I think we have a ways to go.
But they
So, Marty, we need to. So, elections matter as part of that message
Yeah.
too. It's
Yeah.
like the supervisors,
Yes.
right, our elected officials. Just to follow on the investigation.
I mean, the ACLU, which I think is good and correct, and I'm glad that you guys have taken this step, because it appears that the police officers and the code enforcers are enforcing these ordinances in a way that's not even compliant with the ordinances themselves. So do people know about that?
Explain.
The
Yeah.
ordinance themselves?
About the ordinances themselves and
Yeah.
how the police are enforcing them in a way that's not even compliant with the
Right.
ordinances?
Right,
Okay.
that's what Joshua's been
Okay.
educating us on.
Okay, so that's one issue. The second issue as far as the ACLU is concerned, has to do with violations of people's civil rights. So that even if the ordinances are enforced as written, there's a possibility that the ordinances are violating people's civil rights. And there's several ways that can happen, but one way is Eighth Amendment claims. So the idea that it's cruel and unusual punishment to cite people for being in parks, out of doors, for having their public property, their personal property in public places, when there's no other place for people to be. So in this county, there's about enough shelter space for half of all people who are homeless. So there are people who have no alternative but to be outside if they lose their housing. There's minimal storage, there's minimal shelter space, and for people who need permanent supportive housing, and so that's permanent affordable housing with services. So this would be the people who are generally out and, you know, in parks. People who are very ill, people who are not going to escape homelessness on their own. There's about 1 unit for every 5 people out there, so that's leaving about 80% of the people who need housing, desperately need housing without it. Now, if you don't have serious disabilities and you find yourself unhoused, you find yourself homeless, you rely on Section 8. Well, the lists are generally closed, right? And even if you get on the list, it can be years before you get to the top of the list. So that leaves people, basically you can't rely on your government. You can't rely on affordable housing. You need to rely on family or friends, double up. This is Orange County and Los Angeles County have more than half of the census tracts in the United States that are considered overcrowded. So you see where we're at, right? People crowd up, they double up, they find ways, they become homeless. So at the ACLU, we see the criminalization of homelessness is sort of going hand in hand with the lack of housing. So we're pushing in both directions. We're pushing to have cities, and especially the county, take responsibility for for people who are unhoused. We don't spend a dime of county money on affordable housing or permanent supportive housing in this county, not a dime.
Wait, so not a dime?
Not a dime, not a dime
On
of county
affordable
money.
housing, county money.
Of county money.
Wow.
We spend federal money, which is inadequate. We spend state money, which is inadequate. And so that's why you see the situation as it is. I mean, part of it is just a lack of funding, and the county and cities relying on these inadequate funding sources and not taking responsibility. And in other counties and cities across the nation, in other states, when they have taken responsibility and they have provided funding, and by the way, this is an extremely wealthy county. The budget is over $3 billion, and it's growing. It's growing, and in part it's growing because property taxes are rising. And as property becomes more expensive and rent becomes more expensive, more people become homeless, right? So, so the county could be doing a lot more than basically nothing at all, except for putting up, I think, about $13 million for a year-round shelter, which we agree that shelter is important. At the same time, people are still homeless when they're in emergency shelters. So that's sort of the big picture. I also wanted to go even a little bit broader and mention that the federal government is starting to take more and more interest in criminalization, because it's become a huge problem across the country. According to one estimate, the criminalization of like being, sleeping, camping in public has increased by about 60% over the last 4 years, like since 3 years, since 2011. So more and more cities are taking this route, right, of criminalizing. Well, does it end homelessness? How can it when there's no housing? You can't deter people from being homeless when they have no other place to go. So you're basically just pushing people and their property around from place to place. It's not effective. It's very, very possible that it's violating people's civil rights. That makes it, potentially unconstitutional. And it's expensive. It's expensive. The chief of police, right, of Anaheim just came out with an estimate of how much police time is taken up on calls for service for these property and camping and things like that. It was the equivalent of, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it was either 7 or 8 officers, full-time. The full-time equivalent, which I don't know what that would be. If an officer makes on average like $100,000 a year, that's $700,000 a year of Anaheim taxpayer money going to enforce these ordinances that are potentially unconstitutional and ineffective.
2 weeks ago, when Chief Casada was here, he said he made these ridiculous numbers that can't even be real about something like how many calls, something like 40,000 calls or
12,000, I think he said.
Okay, still it's
Per year?
But then it was 40 minutes per call that he said was put on 12,000 calls. It just doesn't make any sense. That they're spending that much time on those calls, and what for? Just to harass the homeless?
Well, but in a sense, the more time it takes, the better the argument is that it's
You're right.
that it's not cost effective.
You're right, but
So
they're kind of contradicting themselves too, though.
I was going to say, we had a forum in Fullerton, it's probably been about 2 months ago, and we had a representative from the police department there, and Fullerton's numbers were comparable in terms of number of calls, the officers, and that when someone calls to complain, they're obligated to go out and respond. So a business person in downtown Fullerton calls and says, there's a homeless person outside, I feel threatened, or
So it's basically that you just want to push people away from businesses, out of public parks, off of sidewalks, but we're not giving people alternatives. And that's a really good point, because I want to mention that there's 34 cities in this county. 33 out of 34 have ordinances that ban sleeping in public.
Wow.
So I think one of the purposes of these the underlying purpose of these ordinances is to make the city actually, this is the city of kindness, but to make it actually quite unfriendly for people and encourage them to leave and go somewhere else, but there's nowhere else to go. And I've talked to people who live in the Santa Ana riverbed, and they tell me stories.
So scary.
And they tell.
Yeah, no, I see it
Oh,
every
you're
day.
reacting to that.
Yes, because I see them every day when
They
they
tell
come
me
on the
stories,
freeway.
right, so they tell me stories of being pushed by police officers from city to city. So they're in Fullerton, and the Fullerton police will say, go over to Anaheim, and the Anaheim police will say, go over to Santa Ana. And then, finally somebody will say, look, why don't you go down into the riverbed, So they end up down there because there's sort of less scrutiny, they're more likely to be left alone, but that's like a whole nother story.
Then the community comes
The
again.
situation is really bad
And
down
like
in the
Brian said,
riverbed.
Brian Chu said
So-
last night,
Yeah,
is that,
yeah.
they're pushing them out of one park just to have them end up in another.
Just
So-
animate, yeah.
So Marty and we're gonna.
You know, I've gone to a lot of the meetings now for the 24-hour shelter and everything, and I hear this concept, and we know that there will always be homeless, because we know this, there are people that don't want to be in any shelters or anything else. But what do you suggest? I mean, like this 24-hour one can only have 200 people, that obviously is not enough. But what can we do to be able to do something about the majority of the homeless that would like a place to
Right.
shelter?
So,
I mean, I just hear this all the time,
Right,
but
right.
what is the?
So there's a difference between shelter and housing. So what the ACLU is promoting in its best practices, the United States, the federal government, the Department of Housing and Urban Authority, the U.S. Interagency Council on Homelessness, all recommend housing first as a best practice.
Now, what does that mean?
That means that you put people in their own apartment, subsidized housing. This is affordable housing.
Is this like Section 8 housing?
This is like Section 8 housing. There's enough Section 8 housing for about a quarter of everybody who's eligible, for everybody who needs it. So the counties that have actually put some of their own general funds, some of their own money, or found other funding sources for affordable housing for people who need it, both prevent homelessness and end homelessness. So it's not actually true that people are refusing services. There are a lot of people with serious mental health issues who can't tolerate emergency shelters, right?
I just mean that there are people.
But they would accept their own safe apartment with a case manager and supportive services. And we've seen this in other areas of the country.
But a long time ago, there was a woman that came here. She used to come to Los Amigos a lot from her mother. And there were
Well, there you have it, folks. We're here at Los Amigos. Please pray that the homeless get the help they need, and join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ. And please do also contact the attorney's office in Anaheim, 714-870-8200. That's 714-870-8200. And ask that the charges against Lou Noble and R.Joshua Collins be dismissed. Also write a letter if you can. You can also email the attorney, mhouston@anaheim.net. That's mhouston@anaheim.net. And just demand that these charges against us for filming the police be dropped. And thankfully, the chief of police has decided to bring a moratorium on the enforcement of these anti-camping, anti-storage laws against the homeless. So that's a victory. So please pray for more victory, and that the homeless get the help they need. Thanks so much for your prayers and support, and hope to see you in Homeless Advocates for Christ on Facebook. May God bless. Bye-bye. Uh-oh. Here's the homeless liaisons racing around, trying to find homeless people to harass. Oh, maybe they found somebody. I think they found someone over here. Yeah. Got homeless. Dang. Code enforcement, Sergeant Lozo. I don't know what they just said to her. I don't know. But they must have told her to pack up and leave. That's what she's doing. Bob Conklin I see in there. Let's see what. I'm gonna see what they said to her. Excuse me, ma'am. What'd they just say to you?
They just said that if this is trash and if I was gonna move on, I was just telling them I was waiting for my boyfriend.
Oh.
Yeah.
They told you to move on?
Yeah.
Well, it's a public park. Why would you have to move on?
I know, but I'm just gonna go find my boyfriend and come back.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're advocates for the homeless. We're filming them.
Huh?
We're advocates for the homeless, so we're filming them to expose the discrimination and stuff they're doing to the homeless in the parks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. No problem. Well, that's the city of kindness for you. They're telling a homeless woman with her blankets she can't be in the park. Basically, she has to pack up and go. Is that kindness? I don't think so. And of course, there's been reports of the police taking belongings from the homeless. That's another issue right here. I decided not to take my bike because they've been taking bikes. So, let's see what they're doing over here. I really should have worn tennis shoes. Telling him he's storing property even though he's with his property. He's saying they can write tickets and impound their property, even when they're with their property. And as you see, there's not much property there. Looks like Boyer, Conklin, Sergeant Lozo, Code Enforcement. Now this is discrimination, folks. If you're not homeless, they wouldn't do that to you. You could have a bike, and they have non-homeless people with bikes and belongings, but if you're homeless, they'll say they give you a ticket for having your belongings. They don't even take your property, quote-unquote, confiscate your property. That's what Sergeant Lozo just said. That looks like a violation of the Fourth Amendment to me. Unlawful search and seizures. So please do join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ, and pray this harassment ends. Thanks so much. May God bless. Bye. There's Officer Piscopo, well known for harassing the homeless also. A lot of trucks here, you can see. A lot of cops here. For one couple homeless people over there. That's what all this is for. Ridiculous.
Bullshit about them doing drugs.
Well, I don't see them getting tickets for drugs. If they had drugs on them, they could have got. They didn't give them a ticket for that. So how can they say they're doing that?
So they're taking their belongings because they think they have drugs.
That's. You can't just do that anyway. That means they could do that to anybody. Just take your property because they think you're doing drugs.
Yeah, even if you don't look homeless.
Even if you're not proven guilty. Hey, Piscopo. I got a question.
I've been instructed not to speak with you. My sergeant's right there if you'd like
Oh,
to ask him a question.
you got it.
Sure.
How you doing? Is it true that there's a zero tolerance policy about the homeless now?
I haven't heard anything about any tolerance or intolerance.
Okay, that's what someone.
I know we have rules and concern, about how close you guys come over trying to conduct police activity. So, and I know you've been made aware of that. So being the supervisor of the detail of the guys that you constantly approach, I'd like to make it known that they don't feel comfortable with you constantly walking up on them while they're trying to do police
I didn't constantly do any of that.
You do a lot.
No, today, did I?
Yeah, today you did.
No, I didn't.
You came all the way around here. In fact, you ran all
Well,
the way
I
across
filmed
to
it, but
come
I
and
wasn't.
contact
I
us.
wasn't bothering you.
Right, you're coming up in contact.
I was going to ask you, if you don't want to answer a question, just say I don't want to answer a question.
No, I'm fine with answering your question. I was taking the opportunity to make you aware of a situation. That's all.
Okay, well that's my question.
We're all on the same page now.
Well, yeah, I'm just trying to understand what your rules are here with the homeless.
We don't have specific rules. We have rules about storing property in the park, which you're well aware of. There's no reason, you've talked to me before, so there's no reason for us to go around the same issue again and again and again. We have a job to do. We need to finish up.
But why is it the people that...
You just said if I need to complete, I'm done, right?
Yeah, you want to answer questions then. All right. There you go, folks. Discrimination at work here in Anaheim. City of Kindness. Well, you be the judge of that. Please join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ. We're going to keep on filming here. Maxwell Park, Anaheim. Hope to hear from you soon. Thanks for your prayers and support. May God bless. Oh, wow. What's all this about? This is ridiculous.
Oh, I'm not breaking any rules.
Don't get too close to my truck. This is what's gonna happen to you.
Oh, violate people's rights, I guess, huh?
Yep.
All right.
What
Congratulations.
you want to say? You get near my trucks, you're gonna go to jail. It's called interference.
I'm not interfering with you. I have a right to film. Liar. I need a phone. Yeah. Please pray for Lou. He just got taken to jail. What's up with that? Pray for Lou. Hey, they just took Lou to jail. They're taking him to jail. Yeah, my fellow filmer. Yeah. They just took Lou to jail. They just handcuffed Lou. Yeah, they're taking him to jail.
That's the one that I just met.
Yeah. Right now, they're taking him to jail. Why? They're trying to say he was too close to their truck or whatever, interfering. It's bull. I got the rest part of it, yeah. I need to get his keys somehow, though. I don't have his keys. Really?
Everybody.
Yeah. So they took your property and your mom's property?
They took my blanket, they took my property, and then when they went down to get their bicycles yesterday, they'd taken the mat we have, with a brand new big plastic mat, and a comforter, and they threw it in the trash.
Wow. They're not supposed to ever do
Okay,
that.
what about my blankets? I had brand new blankets that,
exactly.
you know.
Yeah, exactly. These guys are criminals, man. They're not even Americans. It's like Nazis.
And then they told my dad to stay out of the park over there, and we're like, look, we don't want to be homeless, and we don't want to be here anymore. You want us here?
Yeah.
We're waiting for a check to come in on the 1st and a check on the 3rd.
Yeah.
We're getting a room. We're never coming back again. You guys can kiss my house, whatever, you know. And now here they are harassing them again.
Yeah, it's horrible. Wow. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, we're going to keep posting. I got a lot of video today.
You know, we had the First Amendment right.
Yeah, and the
from
Fourth
what
Amendment.
I understand, the First Amendment right.
Yeah.
The state and the county has an obligation to take care of the homeless.
Well, that's the First Amendment is more about speech, but Fourth Amendment is unlawful searches and seizures. They're not supposed to be able to unlawfully search or seize your property.
I'm starting to get real big on the amendments because
Yeah,
you know
study that stuff.
I have a civil rights attorney.
Yeah.
Oh man, I got an excellent civil rights attorney.
Oh, good. Call him up. Yeah, let him know.
Matthew.
Yeah.
Stone.
Oh, okay.
And he's in Laguna Hills. I think,
Yeah.
somewhere out there. And I got him because my son got beat up in jail.
Oh.
In Lacey.
Yeah.
8 supremacists almost killed him, and he had to have his jaw. They call him a mechanical jaw now. He's got a titanium jaw. They broke it here. They shattered it here. They broke his nose and they bit his tongue in half. Because when they knocked him out, they were kicking him.
Yeah.
And so I called the civil rights attorney because the number one thing, the jail is supposed to protect you.
Yeah.
And they didn't protect him. They got him in the shower and they almost killed him.
Wow.
And so I got a civil rights attorney.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I'm going to be here to film. So I'm going to frisk this guy, Sergeant Boyer. Yeah.
I told you for the last time.
What?
You've walked through all the trucks, you've serpentined your way through, you're not allowed to do that. Turn around and put your hands behind your back.
For what?
Turn around and put your hands behind your back. I've told you for the last time. You've walked through all the trucks. Turn around, put your hands behind your back.
You didn't tell me how close to be.
Can you take his cell phone? I told you that you can't be impeding.
I wasn't impeding.
I told you
I wasn't
cannot
in your
impede
way.
your investigation.
I didn't impede
And
your
you can't do that while we're trying to.
Hi, this is R.Joshua Collins with Homeless Advocates for Christ. Please join on Facebook if you haven't already. And we're going to listen to a little bit of testimony what happened last night, I believe, at Maxwell Park. So go ahead. You'd like to tell me what happened?
Yes, about 10 o'clock last night, I had got out of my truck and put my blanket on the ground because my back was hurting. I sleep in the front seat of a SUV, and I just lied down for about 20 minutes. when approached by a flashlight, it was Officer Hampton and a sergeant and another officer. And they told me that I was storing things, which I just had my 2 bikes next to me. And they said they cited me and gave me a ticket for camping. It made me had me store my bikes, put them on top of the roof of my vehicle, and they left.
Wow.
After they tell us that they were zero tolerance for homeless.
And they said there was 0 tolerance for the homeless, they
Yes,
said?
they told me, the sergeant told me if he catches me in the park with my bikes off of the vehicle, that he was going to take my bikes.
Okay. I'm sorry, what? Say it again? If what?
If he catches me in the park with my bikes off of the vehicle, that he was going to take them away and put them in storage.
Oh, wow. Unbelievable. Okay. All right, anything else you guys want to share? Anything? You guys good?
Viva la raza.
Okay. Well, there you go, folks. That's what's happening in Maxwell Park. We have a problem with how the police are treating the homeless, as you can see, taking their bikes, and unfortunately, it's happening a lot out here. They're saying there's zero tolerance for the homeless, even though they don't have a shelter still. So you can please continue to pray for the homeless out here, for their legal protection, and you know, the end of this violation of the Fourth Amendment would come soon, because it can happen to anybody if it can happen to them. So thanks so much. Again, please join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ, if you haven't already. And I hope to hear from you soon. May God bless. Bye. Hello, this is R.Joshua Collins, and I'm here with a man named Travis here at Maxwell Park that also had belongings taken from him in Maxwell Park just last night, September 29th. But anyways, go ahead, Travis. Let us know what happened yesterday, last night.
Last night I was sitting down.
Try to speak loud.
Last night I was laying down at the park, and police officers came up and took all of my, took my girlfriend's bike, my backpacks, my food, and put it all inside of a bag. And I also got a camping ticket.
Wow. Can I see the ticket? Yeah, with it.
Right.
So we'll see which officer gave it to you.
I think it put it back.
And what time. Usually they have the time on the ticket. Did they give your girlfriend a ticket too?
No, she wasn't here. She went to the bathroom.
Okay.
They said that she wasn't here, so they
Okay,
took
so
off her stuff.
so here it says 9:21 p.m. Tuesday. Officer Piscopo, we know him, and the ticket is for unlawful camping in the park. AMC 11.100.030. Okay, now the park is open, and you were basically what, just laying on your blankets in the park?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you'd like to share?
They took my blankets and the food that I had just gotten and put it all in the same bag. They said it was all perishables and I can go get it, it's all stored, but they were throwing all of my food in with my stuff. So now it's got food all over it.
Oh, lovely. So they mixed the food and blankets together and said he could get his blankets and food whenever he wanted, in storage wherever they take it to. In the city of kindness. You know, Anaheim's supposed to be a city of kindness. I don't know, you tell me, is that kind? I don't think so. If you like, please join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ. Again, Homeless Advocates for Christ, and pray that we can bring an end to this. Thanks so much for your prayers and support. May God bless. Bye. Hi, Tim.
How you doing? Okay. Get my phone?
I can't give you your phone to you yet.
Why?
Because they're still doing an investigation. I'll get your phone next.
Investigation for what?
What you got arrested for.
You tell those though that I have Ustream and iStream in there, and just put legal justice, whole justice on it from the ACLU.
Okay.
Okay. So that nothing would be erased. You know?
Okay.
I agree. That clears me out.
Okay, no problem.
I wasn't involved.
It'll be a couple days. All right.
Okay, well, that's actually my business phone number.
Okay.
So, I mean, I need it. Should I call ACLU?
You can call whoever you want, sir. You can get your legal representation. Here's your phone.
All right.
Here's what I need. I need your signature right here.
All right.
Just verifying you guys.
You got a pen? I don't have a pen.
What's the hold? Why is it
Thanks.
It depends on when it's gone all the way.
All right.
All right. Thanks.
Good luck to you, man.
Yeah.
I need a rest. So I can't talk. All right.
Alright, well, does that make sense? All good? I was called the investigating officer and speak to them. I don't know. He probably has a ticket. So then, Sergeant Logan.
Okay, so is somebody gonna get in touch with me?
I'll just find out what the process is, where it is in the process. I'll call Sergeant Logan and find out. That's what I would recommend. If I call RJ, he can get in touch with you. Yeah.
My phone's not working.
It's not?
No.
How about email?
Email, yeah.
I'll send you an email when we can get in touch with you. You have an email address? Yeah. Go
Okay.
with that to me?
DJ Captain Lou?
Yeah, I'll write it down. I'll send you an email if that's the best way to get it.
I don't know if that's possible.
So you can't look into it if something's going wrong? I mean, if even a police officer is doing something that's not lawful, like looking into somebody else's phone without a warrant, you can't even look into it for us?
Well, somebody has to write up a complaint saying that they believe that something is wrong. So this way we can look into it.
Well, we know something's wrong.
Well, something's wrong right now. We're telling you.
I got the video. He got me arrested.
Oh, we
We'll be there tonight.
This is the video where I was getting arrested right here. It's on the phone. Thank you, Jesus. I got the video when I was arrested. Please join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ. We got much video to show and upload today, so just pray we can get all this video shown and pray that Lou and I are able to get free of these charges. Obstruction, what was it? Obstruction, and one of the charges. It's ridiculous when all I'm doing is filming the police. So thanks so much for your prayers and support. Please join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ, if you haven't already. And I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks so much. May God bless. Bye.
The community to you, right? Is one, the question of the constitutionality and legality of seizing private property. Has that already been decided by our city attorney that our ordinance actually meets the criteria set up by the court?
And just so I'm clear on that one, the perception I understand is people think that we're taking Tim's property. Tim is standing here and I take his thing.
That's happened before.
So that is not occurring.
He's lying. He's a liar.
How about those cops?
Hold on.
Hey.
Hold on, folks.
While the
So,
person is within 5 or 10 feet.
so one, if you could just help us check with the city attorney, because I'm going to follow up with him as well. Is our ordinance constitutional under this decision in the LA, is it Superior Court?
Supreme Court.
Supreme Court. The state Supreme Court?
U.S. Supreme
US
Court.
Supreme Court, right? So are we within that framework? Has that been already processed through our city attorney's office? Second is the question of selective enforcement. Right?
Yeah.
So even if the ordinance is constitutional and they feel it is, there's a question that's been coming to us regularly about the selective enforcement in different parks with different people.
Hi, James. What happened just now?
Anaheim police stole my property.
What did they say to you?
They said nobody's allowed to have property in the park.
Wow. So they took all your property and you're homeless, right?
Yeah.
And they took other people's property too?
Some other people, yeah.
Some other people? Okay. Well, there you have it, folks. That's the love of Anaheim right here. And if you'd like to join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ, we need to do something about this. This is unbelievably evil and cruel. I can't believe they're getting away with this. And he was with his property. It wasn't like he was away from his property. and they just came and said you can't have property in the park. And they say you can't have bikes in the park now. Unbelievable. Just pray for the homeless out here, and for me, that we could somehow make a difference. Thanks so much for your prayers. May God bless. Bye. Well, the Anaheim police are here saying we can't have bikes in the parks. Some new code, they said. Hey, Hampton. Got police, code enforcement. This is insanity. No bikes in a park. Seriously? Now they're saying you can't have your property in a park after 3 hours once it's tagged, even if you're with your property.
I see them. 3 hours to get your stuff back. If it's here after the 3 hours, then we'll collect it. That's exactly what that little tag says.
So even if they're with it, they take it?
That's what I'm not.
Well,
That's what I'm not understanding.
I just need to know the rules. I don't even know what your rules are.
Don't play games with me. Walk away.
That's what I'm not understanding. But I'm not going to argue it right now.
You of all people should know all the rules. Much time spent.
Can I talk to you over here?
Nope, I'm not talking to you.
I really don't know. I really don't know the.
I'm not wasting my time, RJ.
So if you're.
Met multiple occasions, other people have met with you.
No, this is a whole new deal you guys are doing now.
I'm not playing games.
This is a whole new deal. You're playing games, man. Being.
On this date and time, this property was tagged.
Blessed are you poor, woe to you rich. That's what Jesus says.
Oh, that's your answer to my question?
You ever read the Bible?
So that's your answer to my question?
You've been saved. Have you repented of your sins? Heaven or hell?
That's just the
Think about that. That's what's important right now. You guys harassing the homeless like this, it's ridiculous. You should be ashamed of yourself, really. That's what's sad. You got no heart, man.
Still waiting on that name. The name of the person you helped?
Who are you helping?
I have a list of people.
Oh yeah, I can see you're helping a lot right now. Thanks for nothing. Thanks for nothing. Oh yeah, I think there's others that would disagree with you, but thanks for nothing.
Just what I thought. That many names.
Thanks for nothing.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I don't need to defend myself. I already know people that would support me. They're not going to support you doing this though.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're learning. Once your property is tagged, you have 3 hours to remove it from the public property. That's it. 3 hours. If it's still there after 3 hours, even with you, no conversation. Even with you here, yes. Doesn't matter if you're here or not. We will collect 3 hours.
Doesn't matter if you're here or not. That's what they said.
Correct.
Unbelievable. No, this is a whole new deal. This is a whole new evil deal going on.
Is that over there? Is that your stuff?
Look, they got the trucks here and everything. Unbelievable. It's like Nazi Germany, man. Wow.
Murder you for filming us.
Oh,
but see,
you're attacking the homeless every day, man, and you're proud of yourself about it.
Because no, I'm proud of the community that I'm helping.
Shame on you.
I'm proud of the community.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
You're using a false argument.
What about the homeless? What about the homeless community? What about the homeless community? What about them?
You just said that, right? I've helped the homeless community.
What are you doing right now?
There's a board
They can't even be in the park now? Where are they supposed to go? Where are they supposed to go? Where are they supposed to go? Who have you helped? Who are you helping?
I've helped plenty of people.
Oh, I don't need to defend myself. I got a whole Facebook group of homeless advocates for Christ.
No, I've actually checked it out, and
Yeah,
we haven't helped anybody.
Yeah, you don't know anything.
Yeah.
But the thing is, who are you helping right now?
We're gonna leave. We're done entertaining him.
Okay. Good luck, though.
Shame on you. Shame on you. Repent. Unbelievable. Anyways, please, if you like, join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ. Just pray there's some good changes coming, because this is ridiculous. I can't believe it. No bikes in the parks. You can't have your property in the park over 3 hours. This is ridiculous. Evil. If you want, you can email me, servingjesus99212@yahoo.com. And I hope to hear from you. God bless. Bye. What are they doing? Yeah. They didn't give you a tag, did they? They didn't give you a tag, did they? Good. Yeah.
Have a good one. Hey, just out of curiosity, if you is the library considered part of the park? Like, say, for instance,
They will harass the homeless wherever they are. That's what they will do. Huh? He's writing more tags, though. He'll probably give these people tags.
But they used to just take our stuff right when we got here. Like, the cops would show up and literally tell us, don't move, we're running your names, and then start gathering our shit up and putting it in their car.
Really?
You were here for that?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, you remember over here, approximately 9 months ago, hi, I'm Daniel Hughes, by the way, Daniel Hughes, 604-424-908, 414-1986. Anyways, I was over there by the middle bathroom one day, and
yeah.
You know, it's raining, right?
Yeah.
It just stopped raining for maybe 10 minutes, and
yeah.
not this gentleman, but like 4 police cars showed up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And they took everything, including our blankets.
Yeah.
Everything except our food, and they let us keep one backpack each.
What a bunch of dirt balls. City of Kindness. Oh, they're putting a tag on their belongings. Now, as you see, the people are here with their belongings, but they're photographing the homeless people with their belongings, putting a tag on it. Okay, they're gonna come and take their stuff in through. So they're still doing the same garbage they've been doing, unfortunately, to the homeless out here. City of Kindness? I don't think so. They got a lot to work on as far as that goes. If you like, please join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ, and pray we can bring an end to this harassment of the homeless. These tags are so that they can basically take their stuff in 3 hours, even though they're with their stuff. As you see, they're still harassing the homeless here in Anaheim. I appreciate your prayers and support. Again, please join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ, and pray the harassment ends soon. Thanks so much. May God bless. Why are you harassing us?
3 hours.
Why don't you leave the homeless people alone? Repent. You know, Jesus said, blessed are the poor, woe to you rich. Have you read your Bible? Have you been saved? Heaven or hell? Give your life to Jesus before it's too late. Why do you harass the homeless? Why? Can you explain? Bunch of robots out here. Well, here's the tag. They give us. It says I'm in violation of storing property. Not here playing my guitar. In the park, got my bike. Guess parks aren't, supposed to allow people to play their guitar in the park anymore. I don't know what the deal is here, but really that only applies to the homeless. They're going around right now harassing other homeless people with these ridiculous tags. So anyways, if you like, join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ, and pray we can bring change to this situation here. It's been going on for quite a while. And if you like, you can also email me at servingjesus99212@yahoo.com, and hopefully I'll hear from you soon. So, thanks so much. May God bless. Bye. I want to keep this thing off. Are they tagging that person there? Oh, he gave him a tag for having a bike? Can you hold this door for me while I go to record this? Please? Thanks.
I'm just saying because it's not being stored. I'm on anything. I just stopped talking to somebody.
Yeah, why do they not do that to everyone else that has stuff? I mean, it's like they just do it to people that are poor. I guess he doesn't want to answer questions. Well, code enforcement on the attack once again. This is ridiculous. Doesn't seem to really care. Yes, he's going to do his discrimination job. Well, there you have it, folks. Code enforcement still coming around harassing people here in Anaheim. It's unfortunate. Yep. If you can, just please pray for the end of that. Those are 3-hour tags, and then they come and take your property if you don't basically leave with your property. So should they have the right to take your property while you're with your property? One guy just had a bike over there, looked like. I mean, geez. But they just do that to the homeless, not to anyone else. For the most part, that's how it's what I've seen out here. So anyways, if you like, join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ, and thanks so much for your support. May God bless. Bye. Well, looks like code enforcement and all the garbage trucks came out in force here. With the homeless today. So they dropped off bread, so this is a major issue. We gotta get all the police out here. Good.
Hey, make sure you get this. Can't drink it in the car. Yeah, this is hers. This thing.
Hey, did you ever give Patsy her property back, Hampton? See, he'll ignore that comment. He took 59-year-old woman's property and never gave it back to her. You ever give Patsy her property back? She called you. On my phone, you never answered. You gave her your card. You gave her your card to call her. You told her to call you.
She was given the opportunity.
You gave her a card, correct? Yes. Okay, you called your phone, and you never answered.
How do you even know?
Because I was here.
No, I spoke with Patsy. Again, you're interjecting yourself in something you don't know.
Why don't you give her property back?
Which is your par for the course.
Why won't you give her her property back?
You are probably the most misinformed human
Why won't you give her property? She still doesn't have her property.
It's amazing. It's amazing how.
You're ignoring my question. Why won't you give her her property back?
I'm not responsible for her.
You took her property.
That's right, I did.
Well, why won't you give it back to her?
All she has to do is go, and she was given the opportunity to do it.
Why aren't you ashamed of yourself?
On a blanket, like she's doing right now, instead of recovering her property, that's not my concern.
She doesn't have a car. How's she going to recover her property?
Okay.
I don't have the money to buy cars.
Go buy her a car.
You have cars. You have a car.
Yeah, I work for my car.
Well, why don't you? What are you doing? Taking her stuff? That helping her?
We got her off the streets. We put her on.
She's on the street right now.
She left.
$500 a month. It was $500 a month. It's $500 a month to stay there. It's $500 a month to stay there. She can't afford that. Grandma's household, $500 a month. That's not free. Yeah, where is she at? She went to go to the doctor. I hope they don't take it again. You're not going to take Patsy's stuff, are you?
Oh, if it's unattended.
She went to the doctor's.
There's between you and me. I want these people to stay on
I don't want them to stay on the street. I'd love to have. I like to see. Oh, you're a hypocrite. You're not. What are you doing?
I just want to know who he's helped. He's in homeless advocate.
Yeah. I got plenty that'll speak for me. There'll be plenty speaking for me over you. Trust me.
I mean, there's a list of people I've helped.
There's a list of people I've helped too, but you don't see it, obviously. I'm helping right now by filming what you guys are doing. Well, that's the situation here in Anaheim, City of Kindness. Look how much they're spending on these trucks and everything to come out here. Now they're probably going to go over here and take poor Patsy's property. Hopefully not. Maybe my camera might help to deflate their mission here. I don't know. Yeah, they're getting their stuff off. I'm gonna go videotape it. Yeah, I think they'll be smart since my camera's here. Oh, shoot. Ah, such a pain in the butt. Okay. Let's see what we do here. A 59-year-old woman. Homeless. 59-year-old woman's belongings. Right now, Patsy's at the doctor, so I hope that they don't do the unthinkable, the unconscionable. How do you say that word? But anyways, doing what's right would be to leave it alone, of course. She left them a note, as you can see. They're looking at the note. Look at how these people work. Taking a homeless woman's property, and they know who she is. She's in the park like every day. They didn't give her her property back the last time they took it, and now they're going to do it again. This is shameful. In the city of kindness. They call this the city of kindness. All these people. 59-year-old woman, homeless woman's belongings. So they're going to take her bedding.
I know it's Patsy, but you can't leave it here all day. This isn't her home. This is not her front yard.
Why don't you give her a 3-hour tag at least?
Mr. Collins, I do not talk to you anymore, and if you get any much closer, we're just going to take you to jail for interfering with me. That'll be the last time I tell you.
Well, there's a city of kindness for you, folks. What a shame.
All over the park. This is not a storage place.
Yep, and this will be posted all over YouTube. Shame on Anaheim. Shame on Anaheim. Shame on Anaheim. PD. If you like, please join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ. They just took a 59-year-old woman's been gone 1 hour, took all her property. Shame on Anaheim PD. Shame. They really don't care. It's a shame. What would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? This guy don't care. This Officer Piscopo, he don't care about this at all. He don't care about homeless women. 59-year-old homeless woman, he doesn't even care. He'll take her property and doesn't even care. I'm telling him the truth. I'm exposing the truth right now. It's $500 a month. She told me it's $500 a month. She can't afford it. That's what she said.
Just like you lied to us that day when your friend Sanderson assaulted that Valley Press worker, she's lying to you.
What do you mean I lied to you? Don't lie about, now you're lying about me. Don't lie about me. I was guessing. I wasn't sure where he went. No, I'll tell you to repent. And to repent of your sins.
I have plenty of Bible verses, but he never wants to read them.
Pick on the poor. That's the Bible verse. Where does it say pick on the poor? I didn't see it. Yes, sir.
Let's talk.
Okay.
Because here's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
My boss is here.
Yeah.
I'll talk to your mic here.
Mm-hmm.
My boss is here. He's
Yeah.
upset with how close you're standing to us.
Well, they were talking to me. That's why I was talking to them.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, they were talking to me.
Give us some space.
Yeah, if they weren't conversing with me, I wouldn't have stood up.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay, folks, please share this video. Join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ. Pray for Patsy. Pray for change, that Anaheim PD will no longer do this to homeless women, elderly, senior homeless women, and others here in Anaheim. Supposedly the city of kindness. Pray for these police. Thank you so much. Pray for me that God would help me advocate well for them, as well as my friend Lou Noble and others involved. Hope to hear from you soon. May God bless. Bye-bye. Hey, Officer Hampton. Officer Hampton.
I'm working.
Oh, that's this guy then. Can I ask you a question real quick? Yeah.
What do you need, John?
Can I get Patsy's property and put it in my trailer?
I don't have Patsy's property.
Well, wherever they put it?
I don't know.
One of these trucks has it.
Officer Hampton handles that.
Can you talk to him and see if I could do that? He's
We're not gonna release that property. Once we pick it up, we're not gonna release it to her. She can come get it. She knows the rules.
She doesn't have a car or nothing though, so.
But how do we know Patsy doesn't have a property?
Oh, I'm sure she'd be happy with that. Then you guys know I know her and everything.
We can't confirm that, so I just can't give you somebody's stuff. That would be like if I took your guitar and gave it to some other homeless guy because he said Mr. Collins would let me have it. I don't know.
Okay. Well, there you have it, folks. Not much I can do here. Did what I could. Please pray for these homeless people. Get the help they need, man. They're bringing the whole crew out today. We got Hampton, Piscopo, and Officer Beck, Lozo.
Did these guys tell you we're gonna be out here every Monday and Wednesday morning?
Good, I'll have my camera ready. Thanks for letting me know. What
We'll be out
time?
here every Monday and Wednesday morning.
Okay.
9:30, 11:30. We got the orders, marching orders to clean up the parks.
Okay.
Okay.
So cleanup means what?
You know what it means. I'm not gonna get into semantics here, but you know what that means, okay? All right. Have a good day.
Sergeant Lozo, the homeless liaison. He said they'll be here every certain days to pick people, basically harass the homeless and take their stuff and everything. So he said Monday, and I don't know, I'll have to look at the video of it. Yeah, they're just out here. They're going to be out here more often to, yeah, be doing this stuff. So, well, I'm just going to have to put this together on YouTube and share this video and let people know what's going on. This is good though, because we're going to have a talk with the police chief on Wednesday. So Wednesday morning, hopefully we can get him to get us some help. Oh yeah, it's still recording. So if you like my friends, please join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ, once again, and pray we can bring much help and defense to those in need. Thanks so much for your prayers and support. May God bless. Bye-bye. More harassment of the homeless, looks like here. Yeah, they're all over the park today. shopping carts tossed in the truck there. Is this helping the homeless, really? I don't know. He's telling the homeless man that the people with houses don't like to see homeless people. Well, maybe if they gave more homeless people options with the size of the streets, they wouldn't have to look at homeless people. They give pedophiles housing in jail. Why can't a poor person get housing? Throwing away food. Shame on Anaheim PD. Please join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ, and pray the homeless get the legal protection they need soon. Pray we can be good advocates for those in need, like the Bible tells us to be in Proverbs 31:8 and 9. Definitely an uphill battle. Thanks so much for your prayers and support. May God bless. Bye-bye. Please briefly tell me what the cops just told you, real quick, so I don't forget. Say again what happened.
The prostitution is a guy stopped right here.
They gave you a ticket for having property in public. What else did they tell you?
I can have one blanket, one backpack, and my what's it called, bike.
And you can't have a cart.
Nope,
or
no cart.
And what else? No, what else?
No bike.
No. Well, she said you could have her bike, right?
You can have a bike, but I think they want it locked up over here and stuff. They said you can't have multiple blankets, you can't have your stuff everywhere, so I can't bring a change of clothes if I want to bring a change of clothes. I guess I can't bring any shower stuff if I want to clean up because I don't got a place to go live and clean up there.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit. Like, where am I supposed to be? On the streets again?
Yeah.
I'm going to stay on the streets,
You're
okay.
not allowed to be on the streets.
It's awful.
I'm not allowed to be in a park, not allowed
Yeah.
to be in the streets, not allowed to
Yep. Can I see the officer that gave you that ticket number? Let me see the name here. Name is Conklin. Surprise, surprise. Bob Conklin.
Conklin was the guy that beat that money.
Here you go. Thanks. I just wanted to see the name. I know Conklin.
And then he was asking me all about my family business. Oh, why don't you just move back home? Oh, well, maybe if I could, maybe I would have already moved back there.
Yeah, right?
So, if he's good, tell him that I got his card.
All right.
He would be at Schweitzer.
Okay.
On Lincoln, by the car wash.
Yeah. Schweitzer Car Wash. I'll try to remember that. Well, there you have it, folks. Please join Homeless Advocates for Christ and pray for the homeless to get the help and housing they need and less harassment by police. Thanks so much. May God bless. Bye. Hi.
Yeah.
They just said they can't have.
Hang on just a second here.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. What's
Hi.
up?
Yeah, a homeless woman just said that the police said that they can't have certain belongings in the park. What is the rule that they're saying now?
The rule is you can't store an excess amount of property.
So what's
in a
defined
park.
as excess?
It's in the Anaheim Municipal Code. I don't have the verbiage directly in front of me, and I don't want to be misquoted.
Oh.
So you'd have to research that. It's available online.
Okay.
I'm sure you're aware because I know what your relationship is to the city and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I'm sure you have access to all that stuff. But you can look it up, and it basically says that you can't store an excess amount of property inside a city or park. The park is for recreation. It's not for storage or property. That's
yeah.
where people, they can get a storage locker or a lot of different options. And what happens is that they're usually warned and they're given outreach and the opportunity. And then at some point, we can't. There's still the Anaheim Municipal Code, and different people say, well, wait a minute, how come this person's allowed to do it and this person's not? So we just need to maintain consistency. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but the people with houses bring stuff like even generators. I see them on the weekends partying, and they don't ever get tickets for having excessive property.
I don't know. I haven't seen that, so
Okay.
I can't comment on that. You
Okay.
just asked me what happened today, so I'm commenting on that. That's what I was here for.
Yeah, because the carts, she said that she can't have a cart or like the extra clothes she wanted to bring. They said she can't have one blanket.
Right, you can't have excess storage. It has
No
to
extra
be for like a
clothes.
recreational
It has to be like anyone who normally would come for recreational purposes.
Basically, that has a house,
like
right?
that.
Someone that has a house. So it's almost like they're privatizing the park to make it only house owner friendly.
I don't know what you mean by that, but basically, you can have what you want to use the park for recreational purposes. Does that
Thanks
make
for your time.
All right, thank you.
Sergeant Boyer, house owner friendly parks. Homeless under attack out here. I'll tell you what. And if you were homeless and didn't have a house, you'd probably have more than maybe one blanket walking around out here. You probably want to have, you know, maybe extra change of clothes and things like that. It's getting pretty tough for the homeless. Please join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ. I hope to see you there. May God bless. Bye. Oh yeah, please pray for the homeless. Thank you. God bless. He had a backpack on his back. Just got up from the railroad track. You know it's been a hard life on the road. Just laid off, nowhere to go. He said, I don't have the American dream. No fancy cars, but Jesus holds me. I know what lies ahead of me, 'cause heaven knows I love the sleeping on the ground. They said, you can't be sleeping here. No trespassing. She shed a tear. She said, I don't have the American dream. No fancy cars, but Jesus holds me. And I know what lies ahead of me, 'cause heaven knows I love the side. So glad to be free from the greedy of earth who love their money.